What's up, everybody? It's Make It Make Sense. I wasn't even supposed to be live tonight, but I brought you this one live, and I made it open panel because I'm gonna show you what they are accusing Feifei of. Technically, I'm just gonna show you. Like the video as the intro plays, because we got a lot to talk about, and I know y'all are gonna be fired up about this one.
Make it make sense.
Make it make sense.
One, please. When you reach out to me, make it make common sense, please.
I make it make sense. Are you being nice tonight?
Big moves.
Surfer.
Make it make sense. Tell me how you squeeze it. Make it make sense. Tell me about the things that you say. Make it make sense. Tell me about the things of your dream. Hey, let me work out all the things in between. Make it make sense. Tell me how you squeeze it. Make it make sense. Tell me about the things that you say. Make it make sense. Tell me about the things of your dream. Hey, let me work out all the things in between. Make it make sense.
No, Creonta didn't assault that boy. No, two separate stories. It's a night of hot topics, so we're gonna do it. We're gonna go through a lot, but we're gonna start with Feifei because now she's being named in another lawsuit. So go ahead and hit that. We're gonna talk about the lawsuit, and I found the clip before Bravo and Peacock could remove it. So I'm gonna show you guys, and we are gonna really talk about what it means to be living in this day and age, and what people consider assault, because you'll see what I mean. Let me show you guys. Bravo is about to go through it big time because now anybody and everybody can talk about anything that they feel ever happened to them that was slightly not great. Real Housewives slapped my and ripped my shirt. Bravo allowed its Real Housewives stars to get way out of control, fueling them with booze and a party environment, which allegedly led to a man hired as a butler to be assaulted, sexually abused. According to the lawsuit he's brought against the network, the guy, Marco Vega, says he was hired on during season 2 of Real Housewives Ultimate Girls Trip as a butler at Dorinda Medley's Bluestone Manor in Massachusetts. The cast visited in September of 2021. Vega says the women were drinking heavily, shots of bourbon and cocktails included. He says at one point, a woman came out to perform a tease for the housewives, and once that stopped, show producers told him to go over there and get the women dancing. Now, that could be a problem. Okay, Shelb says, I knew that guy was going to sue. They were doing a lot. Okay, so we're on the same page. Not Creonta. That's what I call her. Thank you for joining the membership, Mandy Lang. I appreciate that. We're going to be doing a members only live sometime soon. Okay, so let's get back to it. In Vega's lawsuit obtained by TMZ, he claims during the dancing, Phaedra Parks slapped his ass. Slapped him on the butt, and Brandy Glanville ran over to him, pulled him over to her by the back of his shirt, and ripped it off, exposing his bare chest. Vega says Glanville yelled, "Earn your money, Marco. Take your shirt off. Do something." Vega says after the wild party, he returned to his hotel and filled his wife in on the night. Vega claims she was very upset, and the whole thing has caused them some serious marital issues. So I got it before they pulled it, because you know they're going to pull that scene. So let's see. Let's start with this one.
This is the shirt. If you want it, you can reach out to me and Venmo me the $100 Brandy said she was going to pay for it.
Okay, so this is the one with Phaedra. Why isn't it playing? But Phaedra is a lawyer, and you know that anytime you touch somebody's body, so this is why we're doing this live. 20 years ago, they would be calling him all kinds of names. In 2023, anytime somebody touches you without your consent or permission, technically it's assault. So his lawsuit has merit, but what do you guys think? There's another one. I got another one.
Earn your money, Marco. Take your shirt off. Do something. Come on, Tyler.
Let me see what you guys are saying. That baby tap. He was backing it up. Bravo does let way too much go. That might be a reach. Let's look again. Marco Phaedra. Yeah, but he is named in this lawsuit. She is named in this lawsuit for assault. He seemed to be enjoying himself. Brandy not gonna help the case. He was dancing. Someone wants money. That's why it's a tough one. Is Creonta even a real lawyer? Not the candy spirit took the white woman dance. It's ridiculous. Okay, hold up. Did this fool turn to the back of her tail to bump and grind? The fool just canceled his case. I don't know if we have any lawyers in the house. You let me know. But I guarantee you that scene is going to be pulled off of Ultimate. I guarantee that scene will be pulled off. It's a money grab. And you got to think about Brandy. Now, Brandy, okay, y'all. So if you watch Ultimate Girls Trip, you probably remember this. Because if he's going to sue, then this one is definitely going to sue. This man, I believe, also had a wife, and he was also a butler. And Luann did make advances at him, as you can see on the screen, and didn't really care. So, yes, it looked like he patted her back. I didn't see. Okay, let's look one more time. I didn't see him pat her back. No, I don't think he touched her. Oh, he looks traumatized. But okay. So yes, exactly. Summer Sunshine. That gets us to Vanity Fair. See, if you have like one person saying something like this, whatever. But when you have Vanity Fair reaching out to these people saying, "Hey, I really do feel like you have a case here. Can you tell me how you felt?" What that does is it leads to people saying, well, you know what? Yeah, I do feel like I was assaulted. And I can almost guarantee you that anybody who has ever filmed with Brandy Glanville, in my opinion, can sue. So let's get into this Vanity Fair thing really quick so you'll kind of understand what I'm saying. It says Vanity Fair prepping deeply reported probe into Bravo's relationship with Housewives stars. Oh, come on. Vanity Fair is prepping to publish a deeply rooted probe into the complicated relationships between Bravo and its stars. Sources say a reporter for the Fame magazine has been interviewing cast members and other sources around the Housewives franchises for 6 months, and that the piece is slated to appear in the coming weeks. We're told the article is expected to delve into the highly demanding work lives of the stars, who trade in terms of their privacy, their image, and their mental health and relationship with alcohol in order to keep their much coveted, highly paid roles. The journalist is really going deep into what the women go through and what's expected of them as members of the cast and members of the Bravo family, said an insider. I think it's going to explain a lot of fans don't really see or understand how it works. Now, I told you guys when Bethany first started her march on Bravo, it was not hers. She kind of commandeered it. It was already going. She got wind of the Vanity Fair article, so Bethany decided to make herself the face of it. Bethany decided to make herself the face of it. I told you guys that from the very beginning. It wasn't hers. For her, it's another cash grab. Bethany is now talking about doing a limited series with Nene Leakes. It's a cash grab, people. Right, bandwagon Bethany. But the man does have, if you were from what he said, he was paid to be a butler. So you might appear on camera. The women weren't really doing anything. So he's alleging that literally they told him, go and make the women dance. It wasn't in his job description. So now he's awkwardly dancing. They have a burlesque dancer. Awkward. I mean, she wasn't awkward, but all the women, pretending to have a good time, whatever. And now Phaedra gently taps him. But is it assault if he didn't give consent? Yes. If we flip the script and if Marco was Marsha and Marsha was a butler, I don't know, can you be a female butler? I don't know, or maid, butler, whatever. If Marco was Marsha and Marsha was paid to go and be a assistant or whatever to the New Jersey house husbands, and they say, okay, get them excited, go get them dancing, and Melissa's husband grazes her butt, is that assault? And I think the answer would be yes. So I don't know how that's going to shake out. The man was hired. He wasn't given the job. The job description was not to dance for them. I really do think that Bravo is going to settle. Do I personally, in my heart of heart, feel like Phaedra assaulted him? No, but that's what, technically, anytime you touch somebody without their consent, it's assault. So, Joshua said it's weird to touch somebody that you don't know like that anyway. If you go to a club and you put your hands on a dancer, you're likely to get thrown out. If Vanity Fair has it, they should be concerned. Yeah, Vanity Fair has taken down quite a few people. Beatrice, thank you so much for joining the membership. I really, really appreciate you. We got almost 800 people in the chat. We're going to have a good night. Definitely. We got a lot to talk about. Thank you. And worry about yourself. Thank you so much for the super sticker. I appreciate you. I saw some stuff that I want to show you guys. I definitely want to have this Phaedra story is a reach. So you think that his case doesn't have merit? If it's not consensual, it's assault. Keep your hands to yourself. So it was Phaedra touching the butt and then Brandy ripping the shirt. I think they're going to settle with him. But it just goes into the bigger picture. And it's like, you got to be smarter than that. Everybody is not Bolo. Everybody is not Massa Andy and the Plantation's going down. Thank you, my opinion. I don't know, but I want to get you guys' opinion on this. I definitely want to get you guys' opinion on this one. Okay. So this is a grandma who picked up the kid and the other grandma was mad. Keep in mind, these are not the parents. These are the grandparents.
Hi, baby. I'm coming to pick you up. Hi, baby. Hi. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. See you later.
Where's the stuff?
What's the
Clothes? Like,
I mean, you got that nice BMW out there, honey. You can't buy them no diapers. Every time we send them stuff, with stuff. And y'all
The baby's even mad.
So he just gonna be naked? He got clothes on. He got clothes in the bottle. Y'all can buy milk, diapers, shoes, all that stuff. We're not buying none of that. So
no worries.
Yeah, no worries. Have a good day. Y'all bring him back empty-handed. Don't be bringing nothing. Bye. They got me messed up out here, honey. Nope, not in this life. Have a good one. Glad you got your own car seat. Hey.
Now, on the surface, it's funny, but really it's the baby that is, it's the baby that is, he didn't even like the energy that was being put out. And now you have him and his grandma on TikTok. Like, you're trying to be a TikTok star. Let me see. That's the parents' fault. The baby happy to get away from her. She was right. You can't be providing all the time. No car seat. Meaning they used to use her car seat. So they would pick up the baby with the car seat and I guess diapers and stuff. And she was, that's petty, savage. The parents are deadbeats. No, it's not fake. And this is the part 2.
Yeah.
I got him some stuff out the trunk.
I'm sorry, you did what?
I got him some stuff. I'm gonna get it out the trunk.
Attitude? Okay. Attitude much, honey. She got a little attitude because they done finally bought something. Yeah. Papa, did you have a good time? You want to go back out the door?
He does not want to be there.
Papa, look. Papa trying to. Ooh, honey, they brought some stuff this time, baby. What? Hold on, Papa. Let me get this. Hold on, there you go, baby.
Hey.
Okay. So the next go round, she brought diapers and supplies. So as somebody who did used to take care of like my niece and stuff like that, when people do the handoffs and stuff, it is nice to hand off with supplies. But if you are handing the baby back and you never bring anything, I don't really think that is fair. She's not broke. She had a real nice BMW truck. But where are the parents? I really think that it shouldn't be the grandparents fighting over this. It should be the mother and father who make sure that no matter where the baby is, there's supplies. So it was definitely some attitude. And I don't know if she was being recorded. What if this was on like the Ring doorbell? No, I don't think that this particular woman would stage it. The woman who was being made fun of, I don't think she would stage it. But like I said, this is gonna be open panel, so I'm curious. And we got one more before we get into NLE Chopper, and then I'm gonna open it up and we do an open panel tonight. We got almost 1,000 people in the chat, but I think we only got like 100 and some likes. So definitely hit that like button. I don't really be seeing y'all on Friday nights. Oh, okay, yeah. Let's get to at least like 600 likes while we live. But okay. Y'all tell me if she was in the right or she was in the wrong.
Getting a tip because of how much work
No,
this
you
was.
don't deserve
Yes,
a tip. You
I do.
certainly don't.
Why do I not?
You're
When
crushing
this
the
was-
ramen noodles for
I'm
one.
not
With
crushing
it.
anything.
Yes,
The
you
ramen
are.
noodles are perfectly fine.
No,
I don't
they're
know what
not.
you're talking
No,
about.
they're not.
They're
I
perfectly
just saw
fine.
you crush them.
They're not crushed. And why does it matter anyways? I'm
You're
taking
not
it back
good
to
at
the
your
store. They're
job,
not
so
for you
why would you
anymore.
get a tip?
They're not for you anymore. I just told you why I should get a tip.
They-
I had to pack all of this in my car and
I
bring it
paid
to you
for
guys and
them.
unpack it. You did not pay me. You paid the You paid the
I paid for
delivery
this
app.
food, okay?
You paid the delivery app. You
cannot
did not
touch
pay
the
me.
food to give
Do you
me
not
the
understand
stuff.
that? No,
Give me
I'm
my
taking
stuff.
all of this back.
No, you're not.
Yes, I am.
No,
You guys can get your
you're
refund, and
not.
another delivery driver can deal with you guys. I'm not going to deal with
No,
you
you're
anymore.
stealing.
No, I'm not
You
stealing
are
it. I'm
stealing
taking
for
it back.
Okay, so did she actually go in the grocery store and pull all this, or did she go to like a warehouse where it was already pulled and she brought it? I don't even know how this works. I'm a fervent believer in tipping, typically 10 to 20%. If it's a $400 bill, though, am I going to want to tip $80? Probably not. But I think $20, $25, maybe $30, especially if she's lugging it out of her car. I don't believe in not tipping. But some people say you're not required to tip.
How do we know you're going to
I'm
take it back
taking
to the store? How do we know you're going to take it back to the store?
You'll get a receipt. Trust me.
No,
You'll get your
I
receipt.
won't.
Yeah,
okay?
you will.
So,
I'm gonna
I
go
just
take
wanna
it back
You
to the
did.
store.
I just don't.
I don't
You can
need
get
it. I don't
fired
need
over
all
that.
this
You're
stuff.
gonna get
So I don't
fired.
have. You can see how
All
much
this-
work it was and why I should be getting a tip because of how much work.
No,
this
you
was.
don't deserve
Yes,
a
I
tip. You
do.
certainly don't.
Why do I not?
You're
When this
crushing
was-
the ramen noodles for
I'm
one.
not
With
crushing
it.
anything.
Yes,
The
you
ramen
are.
noodles are perfectly fine.
No,
I don't
they're
know what
not.
you're talking
No,
about.
they're not.
They're
I
perfectly
just saw
fine.
you crush them.
They're not crushed. And why does it matter anyways? I'm
You're
taking
not
it back
good
to
at
the
your
store. They're
job,
not for
so
you
why would you
anymore.
get
Okay. I told you guys tonight was going to be a fun night. She can't demand tips. You can't demand tips, but can you be mad if you don't get a tip? I don't think that I've ever been in a situation where I did not tip. I've had shoddy service, but I understand what it means to be in like the service industry. So I always like tip something. And most times I tip over the amount. Not F them noodles. Yeah, I don't know. Like I do think she deserves something. And I don't know. I don't know. I always have to tip people. Now, okay, so I worked at a pizza place, but I wasn't even like a waiter. I was like a host. So technically, I didn't do the work that the wait staff. And I always felt weird that at the end of the night, the wait staff had to put in a pile and I still got a percentage and cut of that when I had like a regular salary. Plus, okay, so let me tell y'all what would go on. Anytime somebody would order food that they didn't pick up, I would take that food and trade it for cupcakes because there was a bakery like a block away. So anytime somebody didn't order the food, I just took it and traded right for some cupcakes. Okay. So let's move on to NLE Chopper. So where is that? NLE Chopper, if you don't know, he's kind of like the male Sukihana. He is very explicit with the stuff that he says, but he is missing. His mom has come out and said he's missing. So I wanted to show you guys that. When we get into the Will and Jada stuff, that's going to just be hot topic because I did a video and a lot of people were up in arms. A lot of people feel like Jada has gotten a bad rap. That's why I included her on this. So I'll show you this. Angela Potts, who is his mom, says, "Y'all help me pray over my child. He plans on moving back to Cottonwood, where we worked hard to get out of, just for a mixtape. I ain't talked to this boy in hours, and he usually doesn't do this." So first, when I heard hours, I was kind of like, on hours for a missing person. But when they took over his Twitter saying, if you see him, please contact his mom, that's when I felt like it's kind of serious. It says, "One thing I know about my son is that he doesn't go ghost for any reason. Whatever you're working on, I pray God is guiding you. If y'all hear from him, please contact me ASAP. To the fans, he wants to please. Thanks a lot." So I'm here for any mom putting out the word that her son is missing. This is actually his Twitter. Contact Mama Choppa via Instagram if you hear from NLE management. So people are looking for this young dude. It's definitely really sad. If something has happened to him, you can Find My iPhone, but if it's turned off, he was way before Sukihana. No, I'm saying lyrically, he puts it all out there, if you get what I'm saying. He definitely is, I think, the male version of Sukihana. But he has actual like hits and stuff like that. He's charted. But you get what I'm saying. I hope not. I know his manager. Oh, okay. Well, I hope that he's not missing like that. I hope that maybe it's an oversight and hopefully somebody gets in contact with his mom. I'm going ahead and I'm going to drop this link because it's an open panel night. It is y'all's night. We could talk any of the topics. We can talk Phaedra, who I really want to see what y'all think about the situation. We could talk any of the two videos I showed you with the grandma or the Instacart lady or Will and Jada. It's an open night. If you're new to the channel, we do these every now and then because y'all be wearing me out on my Instagram DMs if y'all do not like what I say. And I'm a content creator that says keep me honest. So that's what we be doing here. We got like about 1,200 in the chat. Let's see where we are on likes. What's up, Lisa?
Hi, darling. And congratulations on your 70.
Thank you. Lisa's been here since the beginning, y'all.
And you know how much I love you. I try to catch your live as much as I can, but I do push the button, though. You know what I'm saying? If I'm not live, I go back and I look at the live and I make you laugh. You know what I'm saying? And I push your button. But yeah, I'm doing fine. But that lady, I understand because I order from Walmart all the time. Mm-hmm. And and from DoorDash. And sometimes I don't even not tip. I don't. I can definitely understand. I can definitely understand the driver and the customer point of view. But you are right. When you have a big order like that, like a $400 order, you should at least get them something. You know.
Hold on 1 second. I gotta read somebody. Rena Williams, go ahead and come up if you want to. The link has been dropped. Rena Williams says, Mims, you are a kiss ass. You never pull up Candy advances with the vibrating, but you highlight Phaedra. You are whack. One thing I'm not is whack. Another thing I'm not is a kiss ass, because again, none of these people are paying me. If Candy has a that comes out, I'm gonna report on it. Don't be mad because Creonta got a case going. Don't be mad at me because I reported exactly what's out there. I didn't make it up. Now, if you know something that Candy has done, I would suggest you take your ass to the police, Rena Williams, and report it. Did she vibrate your panties? Is that what the issue is? Because you came on my live talking about me. You should go ahead and create a channel that is geared towards Creonta and all of her crimes, and I will subscribe to that channel. But until then, and until Candy Burris has a claim on her, don't come to my channel with that shit.
And chick. And chick. Oh my goodness. Now what I'm going? What going?
I don't have it in me anymore, guys. My dog just died. I'm going through a lot. What else do you want? I don't feel the need to be respectful when you call me a name. Now, if we're going back and forth and you keep me honest, go for it. But until then, I don't know what to tell you. The link has been dropped. If you have some qualms about Creonta being named in this particular lawsuit, then let me know. But until then, I don't know what you want.
I'm not surprised.
Let me go ahead and drop the link again.
I knew somebody gonna get Phaedra for. I mean Phaedra. A lot of people don't like it. I'm not surprised.
But this doesn't have anything to do with Candy. Like, that's the thing. This is not a Candy story. This is, I literally read to you the complaint. The man named Phaedra. I showed you the video where I'm like, I don't really feel like this is what he's saying it is. But technically, that's what he's alleging. There's a video of her touching this man's ass, and that's just what it is.
Was it by accident? Was it by accident? Or I bumped into your ass or something? Or she just grabbed his ass?
Here you go. It was just a little tap, but he named her in the lawsuit and said that it was sexual assault.
He trying to get some money, honey. That's what he's trying to do. He trying to get some money.
He is trying to get some money, but you gotta call a spade a spade. Phaedra's an attorney, and like I said, if we reversed roles and it was a woman in a group of men from Atlanta, the Atlanta husbands, and somebody gently taps her ass on purpose, she would have a case. It would be considered sexual assault. So I can't say that this man who's married, who wasn't paid to be a stripper, would I do it? No, but that's where we're at today.
Yeah, that's how they get down, like there with them lawsuits. But I mean, to me, the way you just showed the video, it's just like a little tap. Okay.
Here's the other one, Lisa.
This is the shirt. If you want it, you can reach out to me and Venmo me the $100 Brandy said she was going to pay for it.
And we were all up in arms about that. When Michael Darby, grabbed the cameraman's butt, everybody was extremely upset. There is a double standard. What's up, Norris? What's up, Lexi?
Hi.
Hey, Alexi.
Hi.
Hey, how y'all doing on this Friday night?
Good. How are you?
No, hold on one second, Gigi. No, he wasn't.
Hey, I'm doing it's
he
good.
Was, hold on one second, Norris. He was paid to be a butler on Ultimate Girls Trip, but the girls were being boring, so the producers pushed him out and said, "Go ahead and make the women dance." So he's out there awkwardly dancing. Phaedra touches his butt, and then Brandy rips off his shirt. So let me see. I think it's this one.
Earn your money, Marco. Take your shirt off. Do something. Come on, Tyler.
So I think he has a case. Norris, jump in, and then Lexi. Norris, we can't hear you.
Can you hear?
We can hear you now.
Okay. I was gonna say, congrats on the 71K. I was gonna say, I'm sorry for your loss.
Thank you.
And I want to say that Will and Jada, they have an agreement. So people need to understand and move on.
What's the agreement?
So that's all I really came to say.
What's the agreement?
I mean, I guess whatever they I guess this, about their marriage, we gonna ride this bad marriage to the end or something like that. They said, like that Bad Boys for Life saying, we ride together, we die together, or whatever they say.
Yeah,
I'm not mad at them coming out. I'm not mad, Norris. I'm honestly at this point, they're about to write a book together, Will and Jada. And it's going to be titled Don't Try This at Home. If this is how they're making their money now and, people are still interested in them, I say go for it. Are people saying they're tired of it? Yeah, but we're also tired of seeing Krishan. It is what it is.
I'm more like Monique has said. I'm on like Monique has said, it's none of my business. Why you bring this stuff out here for? Don't nobody care. Where you and your husband get down in y'all marriage bedroom is none of my business.
Now hold up, Lisa. Hold up, Lisa, because I'm a Lisa fan, and I was subscribed to Lisa when Lisa was still doing her channel. Lisa be telling us all of her, stuff that she does and what she likes and what she's gyrating and everything else. So Lisa, you then told the world some of your stuff too. So what's fair got to be fair.
Yeah, I told some of my stuff. Okay, I have told some of my stuff. Okay, it seems like they doing it for. I think that's my opinion. My opinion alone. I think she's doing it for publicity, for something else. She kind of keep her name, her husband name them out there because he's not getting the movie roles like he was, and like probably in Hollywood he probably came his movie status probably how came down after that slap. You know what I'm saying?
Well, his career had already as you get older, a lot of times your career declines. It wasn't like he was making major blockbusters, but I get what you're saying.
Yeah, but not, and I think what she's doing it is for because she just got the red table talk. She's not doing the red table talk no more. Because I used to love the red table talk when it first started happening. I thought it was very good till she got onto that other crazy mess. Then I had to start watching it, and you know what I'm saying. So to me. I don't, because I used to love me some Will and Jana. I really do. I used to love me some them. I used to love them all the time on the red carpet, but in recent years, I just just start watching them, especially after the slap.
Hold on, really quick, and then I definitely want Lexi to jump in. Andre Carr says, I think the blogs have made folks tired with the constant clickbait headlines and false narrative. Jada hasn't actually said half the things that are being attributed to her. Now, that is true. I was talking to Gabor about that today. Jada has come out and said that not everything is true that we have been hearing recently. So that might be partly why people are feeling like they have been overloaded on Will and Jada. But definitely, Lexi, jump in. And then, hey, Miss Parker.
I was going to say that... the Jada and Will thing, I just think everybody had their
mind made up or this image made up in their head of how they should be. We got a lot of family members, or I ain't gonna say we, a lot of people have family members that have been married how long, live separate lives. They got this understanding that they can't get a divorce or whatever, so they just gonna stick it out. Some people be best friends like that, and being married, what, 26 years? That's a long time, and a lot of stuff to go through, and a lot of effort and other stuff they put into their marriage. Everybody might not get it, but I just feel like Jada always been vocal about her stuff. Maybe she was just tired of holding it back in and everybody making her feel like the bad person when both of them came to an understanding of how their marriage is. She just vocal about her part or what she got to say. And Will always been kind of quiet on his end unless when he was doing his book tour.
Will has definitely been quiet. I think Will has been a part of the Hollywood machine for so long, it becomes like second nature. I want to say, in my opinion, that Jada, who we forget, like her mom was a drug addict, right? She overcame all these things, became a really big celebrity, and her mom has like an openness to talk. I have softened to the thought of Jada putting all this stuff out when I think back to that's a definite story to tell. You married the biggest celebrity. You were dating or you had some type of connection with, some people might argue, the number one rapper of all time. I wouldn't say that because I'm a Biggie fan. He could be number two. But you get the point. I mean, she has a story to tell, and there's definitely interest in it. It's not like she's saying things and people aren't interested. So,
and then they only capturing the Will part of it. She's been saying more stuff happened, like what she said she was a drug dealer or something. Like she back in her when she was younger, she was selling drugs and stuff like that. She's telling all her stuff, but the blogs basically just catching everything with Will up in it, and it just sending everybody in the uproar. I mean, like. She been acting since she was young. Imagine going through that at a young age, all that money, all that stress. Of course, you're going to get tired of holding that stuff in. You need an outlet, and her outlet been online the whole time because she been famous all her life.
All you people from New York, from California saying, I know Coco is. I don't know about you, Ruru. Talking about Tupac is number one. Ms. Parker, jump in. And Harder Inspiration, come up. Because you definitely have a different point of view. Andre Carr, I've been seeing your comments. Come up. That's what these open nights are all about. So people can come up and talk about how they feel.
Hello, ma'am.
Hey.
And everybody. Listen. This is nothing new with Jada and Will. We all knew something wasn't right at home. We all knew they was living separate lives. She never came out and said nothing. He never came out and said nothing. And it's probably because they were saving everything for their tell-all book. We all knew this. We knew that Jada, I think everybody put more on Jada because August came out first and was like, we had an affair, so naturally everybody gonna throw everything on Jada. But Will has been messing around for years. We've been seeing this woman travel with him.
That? Can we before you move on? Can we talk about that? Because I definitely think that women get vilified anytime they are the one who initiates something outside of their marriage, and that's wrong.
Yep.
But can we actually talk about the concept of a very young person who's trying to get off drugs, whose parents just died, and you are now the caregiver for your younger brothers and sisters, and you have gone into this person's house and they're supposed to be helping you get off drugs, and now you're in a consensual relationship with them. That's a little shaky, in my opinion.
I was going to say.
It is.
Yeah. I was going to say, how many people trauma bond and something like that, or they end up falling in love with like the person that helped them get through stuff. When we watch the movies, it's probably a trauma bond that they end up connecting on.
Well, that's what you don't do when you're helping somebody get off drugs.
You're right. It's probably what
they're both adults. It's consensual, but there's something there about being somebody's like kind of helping guide them, and then now y'all are in that type of relationship.
Mims, I tell you, I've been through it. I've been there and done that. I'm recovering heroin addict.
Oh, thank
And
you for sharing your story.
yeah, the same thing happened to me. I end up marrying somebody that I really didn't want to marry, but I had been on drugs for so many years. I've seen a whole bunch of stuff. I've been in a whole bunch of stuff. So when I finally got clean, I met somebody, and within 3 months, I married them. We got married, and I know I shouldn't have got married, but I did. It was probably I think that mistake might have been worse than me getting on heroin for real.
Wow.
Well, congratulations, Papa, for being sober.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Being
girl.
sober.
19
Congratulations.
years.
Congratulations, that's
I like
good.
that 19 years, baby.
Congrats.
19 years.
19.
Congratulations on that.
Put your hearts
Thank
in the
you.
chat for Hey Miss Parker, because that's an inspiration in itself.
Yeah, it is. That's very inspirational.
And then here she comes. I wasn't saying heart of inspiration. I was just saying her story was inspirational.
You told me to come up.
No.
No.
I did want you to come up, but Miss Parker just told us like a really inspiring
Yes.
story, how she's been off. And I was like, that's an inspiration in itself. And then you pop up. Okay, you have a different opinion, so we want to hear it.
I didn't know my opinion was that different. Listen, at the end of the day, we've known, I'm 55, so I'm the same age as these people. I've seen them from day one. We knew they were swingers or whatever. They had open marriage. They had their own, perception and definition of their relationship. And I ain't got no problem with that. But at the end of the day, I've seen this woman on, I don't know how many podcasts, because she come on a lot of the podcasts that I watch. I watch Jay Shetty. I watch Diary of a CEO. I watch a whole lot of stuff. She done told the same lie over and over and over again. Tupac did not propose to that woman. She wouldn't even know her around. She was out there courting on Will because Will's first wife had divorced him, and he texted her while she was out here in Virginia, hopped on a plane February the 16th, and was out. Yeah. Tupac was here in Rikers. He had already proposed to and got married to the first wife in April of that year, but he was only in Rikers for 30 days. Yeah. Woman here sitting here talking about she sounded like she like Nino Brown's sister. Girl, if you don't get out of here with that mess, ain't nobody trying to hear you. You ain't Queen Sugar. Stop. Just
She
stop
didn't say
it.
it out of love, though. She
I
only
just think
said
she
it like out
regret
of a
not messing with
partnership.
Tupac.
I'm
She
sorry.
knows she
Wait,
left him for the
Lexi. Hold
richer
on.
man.
What you say, baby?
Me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Oh yeah. When she said it, I don't think she said it out of them being like in love with each other. She just said it out of a partnership thing when he said it out. But we don't know what they had going on.
I don't care about all that. I care about the fact that she said that she was holding Tupac down when he was in Rikers before he got sent away. That girl wasn't nowhere near about here. She wasn't nowhere near about close to a Rikers Island. Okay, she was.
She had to be close to him to hold him down.
Excuse me.
She had to be close to him to hold him down.
She said she visited him every day. There's not one visitation on that log.
Okay.
Oh, I don't know about that. I mean, she might have sent them money orders.
No. I do. No, I do.
Okay.
She might have sent the money orders.
I listened to what that woman said. She said nothing about sending no money. She said she was there visiting him every day, and that he proposed to her while he was in Rikers Island.
She wrote the book. She might as well come on out and tell the truth. She was sneaking around with Will probably at the end of his marriage. And probably was really in love with Tupac, just in the middle and ain't know which way to go. And she went for the bigger star, which was Will. And she just regretted. That's just it.
Just call a spade a spade. Say what you got to say. I got no problem with it at the end of the day, right? Because I've been married twice. I ain't doing it again. It's fine for y'all. Anybody that wants to, just me. I won't. I don't want no man. That's why I ain't got no man right now.
Okay, so Okay, so one big thing that I've been seeing is people feel like Jada is vilified every chance she gets, but Will isn't. I'm like, put yourself in his first wife's shoes. She's pregnant. She's married to somebody who's on the come up. He's on television, and he's coming back home saying, "I'm in love with Stalker Channing." And that was not the first woman that he started a movie with that he then started saying, I fall in love with each co-star. You know, so that has to be hard in itself, but nobody necessarily vilifies him for saying he's in love with Rizzo from Greece.
They really
while your wife is pregnant.
Listen, I didn't say it was right on the other side. I'm not standing up for Will. Let me just get this clear.
I wasn't saying you, and I was just saying in general.
Yeah, in general, I do agree that there's a huge double standard, and we don't hold men responsible to the same degree for their mess and their tomfoolery that we do the women. I really honestly don't necessarily have a problem with her entanglement with August Alsina. I think the only thing was the power dynamic that she had between her and this young man, and her unwillingness to like admit to, you know, that might not have been the right thing.
The entanglement.
Yeah, call it what it was. You know what I'm saying? Like, be real. I've been a cougar a day or two in my life too. So, you know, I'm gonna call it what it was. And did I do it and then enjoy it because of the power dynamic? Absolutely, I did.
That's right.
Yes, I did. And now would I do it again? Not probably now, but I don't know. I'm not presented with that option at the moment. Let me tell you what happens when I damn. But my point to her is, she doesn't also take really full responsibility for things, and she messy. So I think the biggest thing for Will at that point was the fact that Will was traipsing around all over the world. If y'all remember, he had some very nice looking women. He was taking over to Egypt and everywhere else. You know, it wasn't like he was, you know, celibate or anything.
That's what I said.
But it wasn't, he didn't, I think his issue was, my people aren't out here clowning. You know what I'm saying? Like, he had his women were like not really saying anything. They kept it on the down low. And here she goes and messes with this young man and it blows up. I think the embarrassment on his part was more so anything. I don't think he honestly cared that that woman was having sex with that man. I don't think he cared at all.
He did not at all.
But he was embarrassed. The embarrassment, I think, and his image is what caused the issue.
That's exactly.
She's
You're
embarrassed
right
too, because he cheating out in the public and hiding it, like, and everybody talking about it. It's kind of the same thing. Just because August opened his mouth, the people that's been around the women that he's been hanging with, that stuff slipped too. Like the girl, I forgot her name. The woman that played Barbie in the movie. How the people were speaking about that.
Oh,
how they was
Margot
all,
Robbie, child.
Exactly.
He
So
got it in with her
one.
Suicide
The
Squad.
other one too.
and the other one, yeah. Like he's flaunting
the other
them
blonde
around,
lady with the black child.
But you know what? They wouldn't. I think, like, I don't think August would have came out, but Will and Jada kept coming out, and it was kind of before he even said something. Maybe they heard something coming down the pipe or not something, but remember they just kept coming out like, oh yeah, we helped Og through his mental illness. So they threw mental in our face 1,000 times just in case he come out and say something, so we can everybody will just say August Alsina is crazy.
Yeah, I think they
So
tried
they
to
were
play
setting the
damage
boy up that
control
whole
beforehand.
time.
Yeah.
I feel like he had been on a healing journey because his brother had
But
been
it didn't
died
go
a
that
minute
way.
ago.
I'm not disagreeing with you, and I understand that everybody's coming at her, but all I'm saying is, for me, I'm gonna come at you with what you say out in public, and if it's the truth or a tall tale, and there are so many tall tales that I'm like, woman, come on now. If you're going to do a tell all, then just tell it, because your life has actually been interesting enough without you having to embellish it.
At least
Her
tell the
life
truth.
has been interesting enough without her having to embellish anything.
I'm sick of hearing about her and Tupac.
Child,
Can we liken this
Tupac's
really
good.
quickly to Britney Spears? Britney Spears, arguably one of the biggest stars around, Once she was actually free, everything just started coming out. We got her dancing, we got her talking, and at a certain point, people said the same thing about her. They want her to be quiet. Brittany, now you're doing too much. Can we
Yes,
think of an
sir.
instance where there was a man who kind of got free, or I think somebody has me on. Where there was a man who kind of somebody has me playing in the background. Y'all can hear that, right?
Yeah, that was me. I turned it
off.
It was on my other phone.
Can we think of an instance where we the people have done that to a man for talking too much? Oh, Kanye.
Yes.
Kanye probably the only one.
Kanye.
Kanye, most definitely. But I think that these are each very nuanced, because Britney's what comes out to me, what ends up happening with Britney is her family has no more control over her money, and they can't make money off of her. So they're really going to try to basically be like, well, we basically kept her enslaved all these years, and it was for her own good.
For her own good.
I think that poor woman, she'll never be the same because they drugged her up. They gave her too many medications and stuff like that. So I don't know. But Kanye definitely, the Kardashians tried to Britney Spears him. They tried to put him in a conservatorship. And they saying that this one, I can't believe I'm giving you all this right now, Mims. I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
But they say that his new wife, that her family is her daddy is like some kind of big reported mobster kind of guy down in Australia.
Yes, I did hear that.
And that he better watch out, because it's not they're saying that this might be the one to get him hemmed up into some sort of conservatorship. I don't know. That's just what I don't know.
Tommy Bites TV, definitely jump in.
So on Will and Jada,
I don't think that'll happen. I mean, to me, I don't think Kim will let that happen, because you got to deal with her.
Hold on, Lisa. We interrupted her. Hold on 1 second. We interrupted Tommy Bites TV.
so on Will and Jada, that picture you put up with them sitting, how she's sitting and how he's sitting, is telling for how their relationship pretty much is. That's what I saw.
You feel like she holds the power.
She wearing the pants.
She didn't even want to get married. They had to force her.
Well, she might not have wanted to, but the money made her. She wasn't forced into anything.
The money made her.
The money.
What was Deion Sanders' song? The money. I do it for the money. You remember that song by Deion Sanders?
They just bought a house. Who buys a house and then you get that call? That call, that's a lottery call. You know what I'm saying?
You daggone right.
The lottery.
I'd have been crying all the way to the bank.
One night in that house and went and traipsed off with him, and they talked about how they had relations every place you could think of. All that time, Tupac was where?
Sitting in the cut.
Now, I'm not saying that, Tupac, he had some game, he could pull him. He pulled Madonna. He can pull him. So it doesn't mean that he didn't say, me and you should get married, because when a man is locked up, 9 times out of 10, he just wants somebody for that moment. Like she said, he would have divorced me the minute he got out, probably because he knew how he was, because they were friends. Now, was there anything else to that? I don't think so. But he did in the documentary say Jada could get anything from me. She could get my kid, whatever. So I do believe that they did have something. It probably was not sexual. And when somebody died like that and y'all have unresolved issues, then that's going to play on your psyche. It was a dumb reason why we wasn't even talking. And then in your mind, you're playing these other things. And those other things that you're playing is talking you out of what y'all relationship really was. To sit there and say, and it doesn't matter, because Will is not, he's not, a saint in that relationship. But like you said, his stuff was not out there to the point where we had to pretty much guess, yeah, he probably seeing this chick right here. He probably doing this. He probably doing that. None of them were talking because he was smart enough to give them money to shut up. She fell in love. Man, I don't know if she fell in love with August or fell in love with the D, but she fell in love with something and she lost track. August was not her first entanglement. He just fell in love to the point where I want everybody to know, this is what's happening. And I believe that Will told him, yeah, you have my permission because this is what our relationship is.
I like.
Well, I also think he was trying to sell. He was also trying to sell an album.
Well, yeah,
He can sing,
whatever that album was.
Well, I mean, he was selling an album. He was talking about the entanglement in the album, so it wasn't like he. Granted, when he got with her, there were, like I told you earlier, there were some things that I saw that I was just kind of like, it made me question past her being married, more so just his state of mind and being so much younger and being, losing your parents, raising these kids, and now you have a drug habit. There's things there that I'm
and
like,
if he got a drug habit and you're doing shrooms, you're introducing shrooms to your children, you're probably doing stuff with him that he shouldn't even be doing because of the mindset that he was in.
Oh no, I don't know that she gave that man much.
Allegedly.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know that.
No, I'm going off of what her son said. I'm talking about her son. When she gave Jada.
Oh, is that what happened? It wasn't his parents? Okay, thank you, Aaliyahville. It wasn't his parents.
Yeah, it's his brother and his sister-in-law. Yeah.
So he was raising his nieces and nephews, not his brothers.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. His brother died when he was a teenager, and the sister-in-law died from cancer.
So they.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah,
because he was fighting somebody who took a chain from him, and it was his brother's chain. I remember. Okay, yes, I remember.
But I don't think that we as women understand the power that we hold over a younger man.
Andre Carr, come up here. I'm listening. I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. I don't think we really recognize that. Or maybe we do, but maybe younger men don't understand it. But we older women can hold a hard sway, and we can mess with a young man's mind real bad.
Part of inspiration, he did have mommy issues too. His mama kicked him out when he was a teenager and stuff. So it kind of makes sense how he cleaned the Jada too, off just a mother instinct.
Yeah, and then he was just going through a whole bunch of other things too. He was fighting with, what he really wanted to be. He was going through a lot. He was just coming off of drugs, and when you coming off of drugs, you have a whole bunch of feelings inside you. If somebody can get close to you, and it may not even be the right one, they can get you just like that because you're really just looking for somebody to love. You gravitate onto something else. It's the added in you.
Andre Carr is one of the people who I saw commenting, and that's one of the reasons why we had this open panel. Andre Carr, you are more than welcome to come up and share your thoughts. But okay, so we have some photos. This is Will and Charlize Theron. Will and that lady from Egypt.
Oh.
See,
now they took those pictures at separate times but that's how people put it together. They in the same place at the same time. They just didn't take the picture together.
They took that darn picture.
And they're going to do the same pose. That's
what I'm saying.
They took each other pictures.
I'm going back to go and do.
That's exactly what they did.
That's exactly what they did.
Will and Tisha Campbell's husband.
I knew you was gonna do it.
That's his side piece. Side piece.
No, I don't know that. I do not know that they have something going on. It just
they're soulmates. That's his soulmate.
That's what Tisha said.
Yeah, Mills, I want to say something before I get off.
They ain't true either, but anyway.
Yes.
Hold up. Now they said what now? Tisha said what? Tisha.
Look, wait a minute. How late is you? She like, wait, hold on.
No, there were just some things like when Tisha Campbell, husband and her were divorcing, there were money issues. Will gave him, I believe, maybe like $1 million or $2 million, but he did it through a different source, so it could not be traced to him. But people got wind of it and traced the money back to Will, and it was just kind of weird. But no, nobody has ever really said that Will and this man have busted wide open. That's just
Tisha
me
said that
being.
woman.
Girl,
Tisha said that man owns her house.
Baby,
She
I
said,
just
all
knew
this
nothing.
time I thought we owned it.
Wow.
All this time I thought we owned our house, and Will Smith owned it.
Andre Carr, welcome to the panel.
Hey, Andre.
Andre.
It's actually Andrew.
Oh, Andrew. Okay, sorry about that.
Yeah, it's like
I'm sorry.
no worries. Everybody gets it wrong. Don't worry about it. It's like Andrew without the
Andre's a big supporter of Will and Jada, I believe, right?
Not
Is that safe to
necessarily.
say?
Not necessarily. So here's my thing about the whole thing. I feel like things have been attributed to this lady that she hasn't said nor done that became like folklore, right? I think it got out into the ethos and it got repeated so many times and it got spliced and diced so many ways that the lie or lies took on a life of their own. Now, as far as the August thing, I've always said, and I will say, I never agreed with that. I have 2 sons, and I probably would have bashed Jada's head in.
Ooh.
So that's not my deal with. I think she was wrong for that. I can understand how it ended up happening because she was a heartbroken person herself. Some of the things I think she identified herself in some of his plight because a lot of the things that he'd gone through in his life, she'd gone through those same things. Parents on drugs, almost having to raise himself, having to be out, having to help with siblings, having to scrape and make it on his own. So I really do. I get that part of it. But what I don't like seeing is some of the things that people are, like I said, are ascribing to her that aren't her. The fact that she's been wanting to come forward for years and tell the public the truth that they have been separated. Will didn't want her to do it. So she did not because of him. And she knew that she was going to take all this backlash, and she did. She ended up taking all of the backlash in the public because everybody, you showed the pictures. He's been dating and going around with women for years.
Yep.
And when I listened to her, she says, the first time they broke up was in 2011. And then the most permanent was 2016. Well, okay, then let's think about that then. This woman wasn't cheating on her husband, however, but he was clearly being shown photographed. The only person we ever saw her photographed with was August. Wrong. Like I said, I would say it to the end of me. However,
That's right.
that's the only man that we've seen her photographed with is August Alsina. We've seen this man photographed with multiple women. Nobody came out into the public and did to him what they are doing to her. And when she came to that red table, everybody was like, she had him sitting across there from her. And how could she didn't do that. She did not invite him there. He showed up. He came on his own. And he knew that she was about to tell everyone that they had been separated and to give a more truthful statement to the public. He begged her not to. He said he wasn't ready. And so she didn't do it. She said that she would never do anything that he wasn't ready to do that could possibly hurt him or put him in a bad place. And she said she knew at that moment when she didn't tell everything and explain everything in full, that she was going to take the brunt of it, that everybody's going to blame her for it. They're going to say she had him sitting across there while she's talking about her affairs and whatnot. And that's exactly what happened. Exactly what happened. She said at the Oscars, even Chris Rock, she said, though he went into his comedy stand-up and, said things differently, he even came to the edge of the stage and told her, I honestly didn't mean any harm. He knew that that she wasn't the one that's sitting up there. What everybody thought we saw her as being annoyed, she said is because of the conversation they had before they got there. It's a lot of things that we aren't privy to that everybody, because of the lack of, there was a vacuum for information and for truth. And something is always going to step in to fill a vacuum. Either it's going to be the truth, or it's going to be what people perceive to be the truth. And what she said was before they got there, she said she knew it was going to be something. And when you think of back to it, everybody was like, "Oh, she looks annoyed." But look back to it, she said she was saying, "Oh, here we go." And when you look at the picture, and when you look at the screen when they put the camera on her, that's exactly what she looked like. Oh, here we go. And she wasn't trying to signal Will or anything. She said she just knew before they got there. They had a conversation before they got there that she knew he was going to say something, and that there had already been tension between the two men in the background for years.
Andre, what if she would have said, what if Will would have got on stage to accept his Oscar and said, I want to thank you guys, but I also want to thank Chris Rock because he's calling my wife G.I. Jane, but he was trying to get with her just a couple years ago and she turned him down.
Right.
Now that would
that would have
set
more
it off.
context to it. That he was still, it would give. But instead, now with all these, now with the whole story, I'm a bit more upset with Will because he let his wife stew.
Yeah.
She sat there and she protected him in everything that she did and everything that she said. She allowed these people to say all kinds of stuff about her. And here's the thing. The man is agreeing with her. He is saying that this is what happened. He is not saying she's not lying. He has come out and said that he stands behind her 100%. He is agreeing that this is really what happened. So
I guess I stand behind what I said. She is class A, grade A, complete narcissist. He loves being her supply. There's no way, when you look at everything leading up to the Oscars, they had all these different like reels and stories talking about we're choosing chaos. They came wild up. So when she says there was something about to go down because they came talking about we choose chaos. Now he's laughing his butt off, and she look over at him, and I don't know how many people here is in a relationship or been in a relationship, but I think we all know that look. But like if I look at my man a certain way, you gonna sit here and laugh? Now, did she tell him to get up there and do that stupid mess? Absolutely not. But
it was a knowing look. It was a knowing look saying, "Well, I told you."
Something you're ready to kick off.
I understand that, but we all know that look. Come on now. Like I'm not saying, this is what I'm not saying. I'm not saying that she put a battery in his back and pulled his coattail and cast a spell over the man. And the minute she looked at him and snapped her fingers and he jumped up and acted a fool. But let's not pretend that after all this time that did not kick something off in him. Now,
but that's his issue, not hers. We can't put that on her. Like you just said, he didn't put a battery in her back. She didn't put a battery in his back. She didn't say a word to him. She just looked at him like, yeah, I knew it. She didn't jump up and go slap the man. No. She didn't tell him to go jump up and slap the man.
The bottom line
is that's a grown man, and we can't. I think we have been saying that this was on her, and she gave him a look.
I'm saying it's on both people because I mean we can't. And I'm telling you, I see this. I see every time she flips the script, and she will make you try to think, even with the Hoda thing. Okay, she goes on Hoda one day and she says da 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 da, and she's nodding her head. Yes, it's a divorce, but not on paper. And then she come back on the next day. That's not what I was trying to say, lady. This is what you just said. How you gonna gaslight us? I just seen that. You just agreed. It came out your own mouth. But then when it doesn't go her way, and people are mad and people give her backlash, then she gonna flip it. That's what narcissists do.
What she said. I totally understood what she said too. I understood what she was saying each time. We have separated. We have been living our lives as single people.
Right.
He has been doing his thing. I have been doing my thing.
Yeah.
You can call it a divorce, whatever, but no, we're not divorced. Exactly. There's another one. You can
say, but we're getting back together. We're
gonna try to work. We're working on it. The
Right.
process of making this book made us talk
Thank you,
more
Mills.
about the
Thank you,
things
Mills.
that have happened,
But
and
she said
we
they weren't working
realized,
on a marriage; they were
yeah,
working on their partnership. So
exactly.
Their
Like
she
you
still
said,
can't
partnership.
commit to
and
that
we don't
marriage
know what
part
that's going to look
because
like. She
Will
said,
has done so much to her. She's dealing with a lot of stuff from Will that we don't
They done done so
know
much
about
to each
because
other.
he's been
I ain't gonna let her off that
protecting
damn
his
easy.
image.
Them two done stuff to each other. I will agree on that. They
They
have been
have,
nasty and
but
disgusting
Will
to
have
each other,
done
but
way
that's what
more
they
than
want.
Jada.
They like it. I love it.
but
To
that's my
have the
thing.
messy
Tisha said
bad
But the
that
marriage for life.
public is not
And it's
saying
only
that.
nasty
That's not
They
what
before
the
she
probably
public
did
is
shouldn't have never
everything
gotten
saying.
else.
her.
It's fine in their
She
relationship,
just
but
should have
that's what
been a
they
baby
want.
mama. That's it.
The
That's
real
not what the
victim,
public is
the
saying.
only victim in this is Tisha Campbell. I keep telling y'all.
This is
That's
not
right.
good at all.
Miss,
I
you are
look
in
like
trouble.
my man left me. That's so dumb. Took all my money. That already happened. Oh, you.
That's
the I'm done with you.
Oh my God. But anyway, Mills, all I'm saying is I agree that they
Done.
probably did things to each other because I've been married. This year will be, look how many years? 17 years next month. Okay.
Congratulations.
Okay. But
Congratulations.
my thing about that is me and my husband know some things that only my husband and I know about our marriage, right? We have done things to each other that nobody will ever know, you know, but we still here. That's what I'm saying. So I get how they both did things to each other, but they're not both taking the brunt of this in the
Right.
same manner. Everybody is ascribing things to her that are this man's responsibility. He is a grown man. She didn't get up there and slap that man. He did. She didn't tell him to go slap him. He got up and slapped him. She didn't even know. Now, when you think about what she's saying, we had the conversation. It's clear that that's what that was. She was like, "See what I tell you? Look, oh," and she said it wasn't a big deal. It was kind of like, watch, she didn't know that he even felt like that. That's not something that he expressed to her because had he, maybe she wouldn't have had a reaction to it. Maybe she would have known he's in this place that he's in right now. I'm going to be cool with it. It's not going to matter to me what he say. I'm not going to give any reaction. I'm an actress. I can do it. I'm not going to give any reaction. But the man didn't express that to her. She had no idea that he had riled himself up to the point where he's going to go slap somebody. And we can't put that on her.
That's cool. At the end of the day, listen, at the end of the day, this is their thing.
I mean, nobody has to have a conventional relationship. It's 2023. You really have to do what works for you. And like the older I get, the more I realize that maybe concepts or reasoning that I had in my like early 20s, it doesn't matter in present day. What matters is that I'm living the fulfilled life that I want to live. And
at the end of the
if
day, you're happy
August
living.
Alsina filling her up and Will getting filled up by his co-stars
Multiple
or
women.
whomever,
Oh my God.
at the end of the day, it works for them because they're still together. We just found out today, or at least I found out today, that after the Oscars is when they reconnected and now they feel like they're married again.
Exactly.
That Oscars night was when they felt like the marriage started
Because he
all over
showed
again.
her a manly man.
I don't think so. I think he finally opened up and poured everything out.
But y'all do know Tommy Davidson said the same thing. He said Will was trying to fight him.
Yes.
Yeah, I did report on that.
Yes.
And he
Well,
like,
based on the
he's like,
average man, he can have any woman that he want, but you better not have nobody.
I'm like the average man is like that.
he's like, and Tommy Davidson, he came at him too. So I'm like, what? I mean, come on now, what's up? Because he said he didn't know what was going on. Tommy Davidson, he didn't know what was going on with Will.
I want to
He
really
said-
know what their arguments was like because
Me
you got her
too.
saying
Me
Tupac
too.
is my soulmate and him telling the women that he's with,
Okay.
I'm falling in love with every co-star.
Okay, well, you know what? When she
argue-
explained that in that interview, that Jay Shetty interview, I finally got it because I thought the whole Tupac thing was extremely weird all over these years myself. But when I finally listened today, just today, to that Jay Shetty interview, that's when my opinion changed. Because I was one of these people saying she need to shut up. I mean, be honest. But after I heard her, I heard her. And then I started reflecting back on some of the other things that I had heard her say, not the things that I had read, not the things people said she said, the things that she had actually said. And I watched, I think, Bondi and them and all of the ladies
Ladies
first
first
panel.
panel.
They went over this last night and they showed video, and I was like, oh my God. They're the ones who made me listen to the podcast today, because they went over it and they talked about different things. They played clips of what she said. Then they played clips of what people said she said. They played the clip of Dr. Umar. The lady didn't say anything that Dr. Umar said she said. They played clips of different men saying these things. None of the things that they said that she said is what she said. And I was like, oh my God. So she had been dismissed. And then I've always felt like she did have a rough life with having a mom, a heroin addict, for a mother, you know.
Who looks damn good to be a
That's a beautiful
recovering
woman. That is a
heroin
beautiful
addict.
woman.
And
She
yeah,
needs to tell everybody what her secrets are, addict or not. But I looked at that, and then like it's coming out now. She's being honest about the marriage. Yes, she was crazy about the man, but she wasn't necessarily ready to marry. Everybody on earth pushing, including him, her mom, everybody around her, everybody in the circle is pushing her to this marriage. And so she's okay, this is the right thing. This is what I should do. And she said, because she knew what, if she was going to get in the marriage, she knew she was going to be all in. And she knew this man had been telling her he wanted to be the biggest movie star on earth. And she knew that was going to require sacrifice from her, that she was going to have to pull back on some of her dreams because his were so big. And think about it. She did do that. She did pull back. She did dim her light a whole lot for all of those years. And so it's like, at what point is she ever going to be allowed to just be, an addict's daughter raised by your grandparents? Well, you need to go to college. You don't need to be doing this. Okay, I went to college. Okay, now I'm out here and I'm living in life, and I'm an actress now. Oh, but I done got pregnant. Now I gotta be a wife and mom. Now I can't be what
Andre, I got a couple questions for you, because you seem to know a lot of the stuff, like where we are saying this happened, this did not happen. I need to read these super chats, but I got a question for you, and it's going to be a doozy, so prep yourself. Yasmin, it says, hey, Mims, just saying hi. I'm waiting on the Jocelyn age tea. Y'all, they went off on me in the comments when I said I had some tea on Jocelyn. They were like, we don't care. We love her as is. So if y'all want me to do that, when I go live again, I'll incorporate that tea in there, because it ain't just about her age, it's her marital status too, Yasmin.
Oh, hell yeah.
Thank you for the super chat. Sarita Hopkins, Mims, don't let anyone steal your shine. I'm here for your opinion and messiness because it takes my mind off things. Thank you, Sarita. Yeah, Heart of Inspiration. Somebody came for me, and I had to say some things. Paige.
No, I heard
Mims.
that, honey. I was laughing over here. I heard you. I was like, go ahead.
He had to break them down. Mims,
he sure did. He bust them down.
Mims, Google Eva Mendez and Will Kissing on the red carpet. Thank you for being a member for 7 months. I did have that photo, but I don't see it anymore. We'll just go with Cyber Chain. I had it queued up. I don't know where it's at. But thank you for that. Now, do we know if Jada really did have her daughter writing Tupac letters as a kid? Is that true?
My understanding was, because I remember that she didn't have her daughter doing that. Her daughter did that on her own, like in a diary entry, because they saw their mom sad. They saw their mom sad because of the relationship with their dad, right? And they knew what their dad was doing. The dad was out there living a life, and their mom wasn't, and she was just really depressed.
So how would the daughter know that Tupac was her soulmate? Who was telling her
her
that?
mama said it.
Okay, so my understanding, what the daughter said when I watched that video from some time ago, and it may have even been on Red Table Talk, I'm not sure, but I saw the daughter talking about it. And she's always told them about him, right? Always told them about him, always made sure that they understood what that relationship was, right? And so when
that
she
still don't make
explained that
sense.
today,
I'm sorry, that don't.
well, I have have friends that I've never slept with a day in my life that are some of the closest people in
Well,
my
I
life
have
to
a
me.
whole first husband who's deceased now. I'm not sitting around talking to my kids with my husband now of 21 years about that man and what he meant to me.
But that's you
What he meant
though.
I mean, exactly. And that was her. So I'm not making excuses for her.
Right. But
She should have did that.
my point about that is
That girl was young
your
when she wrote that
ex-husband probably was
letter.
a great man. You know what I'm saying? Your ex-husband probably was a
Right.
great man, probably was a good man, and I'm sure he was good in your life, but he wasn't an iconic figure that's known worldwide.
Okay,
And
we're
that
talking.
everyone
So hold on.
She ain't talking, but she's not talking about Tupac as an iconic man.
That's not what
She's talking about Tupac in her love life.
Andre.
No, she's
So
not
As a
talking about him as a
lover.
lover. No,
Thank
she
if
has never
just
said they were lovers. She's
Andre,
never
just
said
based
that.
on, hold on one second, just based on what you just said, because I can listen to
I
what
don't know that
people
I
are
would have done it with
saying
my kids.
and take new information and process it. So some of the things that I know you were very vocal in the comment section, and I read your comments, and that's why it was important for you to come up, because you had a different perspective. But if your mother and father are, we don't know what was going on in that household because it's tight-knit, like the Church of Scientology. But if an 8 or a 9-year-old is writing letters to another man that she feels that mommy should have been with, or mommy was
You can come back
really in
and
love
make
with,
mommy
or
and me. The letter said mommy
I
and
think
me.
I
back.
think it was
Happy
dysfunctional.
again.
Yes,
Make
like
her
she knew
happy
him.
again.
So she had been
I think
talking
it was
about him so
highly
much, the little girl felt
dysfunctional.
like she knew him.
I think it was highly dysfunctional.
Okay, so at least that to me is weird. I mean, people can do whatever they want, but now I've come down pretty hard on Will. But if I'm married and I have these kids, and everybody is going through this machine, and now my daughter is writing notes to Tupac saying "Make my mommy happy" or whatever the note said, that point for Will, I would not be okay with that.
Right.
Not
You know what
only
I mean?
that, saying that Jada was always, Will said that Jada always compared him to Tupac. Like, Pac wouldn't have did this. Pac wouldn't have
No,
said
he
that.
said no.
Pac would
He
have did
said
it
that
like
he
this.
he said he compared himself, and he said
No, he
asked
also said
himself.
no on the
He
Breakfast
also
Club. He
said
also
she
said
on the Breakfast Club. That's
Thank
right.
you, Miss Parker. That's what he said.
That's exactly what he said.
What's crazy is that Tupac is, one of the, we could never take his status as one of the greats, right? What's crazy is that situation, because now we're taking it out of Will and Jada, but that situation was so skewed in his head that it sounds like Will Smith had no real idea that he is equivalent in his industry, or maybe even surpassed the Tupac, because Tupac only had a limit. He was only, his stuff is iconic,
Because
but it's
he
limited.
was dealing with his own insecurities.
That's what I'm saying. The funny part to that story is she can compare you to Tupac all you want, the career, the whatever. They weren't sexual. They weren't sexually intimate. But Will did not have the wherewithal to say, wait, I'm the megastar. Outside of like Tom Cruise, it was Will Smith. They were the highest paid actors in Hollywood for whatever amount of years.
I think it was a home filled with a bunch of dysfunction, right? I think that there were two very imperfect people who had a lot of issues, because Will had his own issues in his past growing up. I also think the breakdown of his first marriage had a huge effect on his second, because he felt that was his life's biggest failure, by not being there with his son, by doing to him what he felt like his father had done to him. And he was determined to quote unquote make it right with this second child, which
Sounds
again,
like Trey and Sheree got off easy.
Listen,
was
I'm gonna just say it.
But my thing about that
nobody,
is, how right is that to her?
Nobody
Though?
wants to say it, but I'm gonna just say it, okay? We're gonna stop hiding Will and taking up for Will, okay? Let me tell y'all something. You know how a man marry a woman to be their beard, a gay man marry a woman to be their beard? That's what Will did with Jada. And I'm not saying to be a beard, but Will really want another type of woman, another race of woman. Jada's just married because I feel like I gotta marry a black woman to
know if
look
that's
like the black statue, the
I don't
black
know if that's the case or not.
happy
I just think that they
family.
were two
You
very
know what
flawed
I'm saying?
people.
That's why he married her, because all the other women that he really liked were women of other race.
I think that they were very flawed
get
people.
here.
I think it was just image is why
Nobody's
we gotta
supposed to
think
be
about
here.
it. In the 90s,
No, I'm gonna just say it.
Dixie
Nobody else
Jesus.
want to say it.
We're gonna slide
the
on
white
past
woman,
that.
probably.
We're gonna slide on past that. But I think
But
that there were two like I tell my kids all the time, reasons and excuses are two different things. There's a reason for everything happening. There's not always an excuse for it. So I want to understand their reason behind doing what they need to do. It may not, because I'm not going to account that as an excuse to excuse your behavior, but I need to understand the root cause, the reasoning behind why you did it. And that's what I look here to them. I think they're two very flawed, imperfect people whose childhoods informed their adulthoods, who did not at that time neither had done the necessary work to figure out their own junk before they made a union with two broken pieces, and it did not work because of that. I mean, I know me. I mean, I grew up. My mom and dad divorced. My father was in the Air Force. So that meant I didn't get to see my dad a lot. I saw him through summers. But when he was stationed overseas, I went 3 years without seeing my dad. You know, through no fault of my own. You know, through life circumstances. I can't. My dad, you know, he financially took care of us. Like, we spent summers, whatever. But I still know that I had to overcome that piece of me whose dad wasn't there. And I married a man whose parents are still married. You know what I'm saying? Our lives were totally different. So there were some things that I did not, the dynamics that I didn't understand about family. You know what I'm saying? My mom has since remarried, but for the bulk of she remarried when I was in college. So for my childhood, you know, I was with my single mom, and who was a proud mom. You know, don't call your daddy for everything. He sends child support. You know, don't do that. And she's struggling, and she's like, no, I'm gonna. You know, this is my bed. I laid in it. You know, I'm gonna take care of you all. La, la, la. But I say that to say there were a lot of things that I had to overcome in life that were informed by those things that happened in my life. And I just see two people who had way worse than had it off way worse than I did. And I think that they were just two very
but I
broken
still
people.
would say that they paying Jada to stay there, have Will babies, look like the happy black Cosby family.
Who is they? Who is they?
Will and his representatives, all his representatives, people, whoever they is, whoever he got, the Hollywood people got around him.
You really believe
that?
that?
They look like that staple.
I think she really does believe that. She's been very.
You really
she's
believe
not
that?
minced her words.
I don't believe that, but what I do believe is
I believe
you cannot just put it on Will or her staying in that marriage because Will wasn't ready. Jada wasn't ready. Jada was getting something out of that marriage too. She was getting that out of that marriage.
Okay, guys.
She
right
admitted
now,
that.
Hold on. No. We can't.
Left and right. They are canceling her.
We gotta
in
let her
Hollywood.
finish. Guys, I did not think that this was gonna turn into what it did. I told you guys
Yes,
we were gonna
you
go.
did.
No, I told you guys we were gonna go live because a lot of y'all had stuff to say in the comments, and I like to give the open panel days. We took it left. Not today. Next says sounds like Will shouldn't have left his first wife, or maybe not told her when she was pregnant.
She left him.
Maybe not told her when she was pregnant that he was in love with Stalker Channing. Maybe not do that. Maybe that wasn't the best idea.
Again, like I said, a very broken man who had some things that he needed to address, and he has admitted that he had some things that he needed to address.
No, I'm just saying about. Yeah. I was just responding to the fact that they said, left his first wife. I'm just saying maybe he should not have, shared that with Sheree.
Well, the thing about it is, when people say he shouldn't have left his first wife, we're not thinking about his first wife. We wanted her to have to stay in that.
I said Sheree and the son got out, and he seems so nice and polite.
They got out and
quiet and normal.
I agree with what you're saying. I was addressing the comment. People say things like that. Well, he shouldn't have done this. He was better off. Why aren't we thinking about these women? Was Sheree better off? Because my understanding is she ended up getting married again, and she's happy. My understanding is she got 3 kids, she's happy.
You know,
Nathan,
she's
hold on 1
careful.
second. Hold on 1 second, Andre. Nathando Biza, thank you so much for the super chat. Guys, we are at 1 hour and 30 minutes. So I want to thank you guys for being here. I did not know that it would. I'm sure I'm gonna get a lot of heat for Phaedra. I already got the heat.
When you
We'll
get
talk
to
about it
talk
another
about her.
time. Will and Jada have dominated the news cycle. Thank you guys for being here. Heart of Inspiration, Cocktails, Tommy Bites TV, Norris, Lexi, Hamus Parker, and Andre Carr. Thank you guys for coming up. We'll see you guys later.
Bye, man.
Thank y'all for not eating me up.